Three, two, one. Welcome back to the Uncle Bob Crypto Podcast number 33. I'm here with Christian, the founder of Tixl. Tixl is a non-profit fintech company based in Hamburg, Germany. Tixl is the company behind the Autobahn Network project, a next generation payment network. MTXLT, later Txl, is a token issued by Tixl and the flagship asset of the Autobahn Network, which can be transferred with zero fees. In that respect, Tixl has the properties of today's cash and stands apart from other digital assets. The Autobahn network allows Bitcoin and other digital assets to be transferred quickly and privately with low transaction fees. Welcome to the show, Christian.
Yeah, hello, Bob. Thank you for having me on your channel. I really appreciate to talk with you about Tixl and the Autobahn network. And we just launched the Blankenese release, or second testnet, and the first time that we are able to transfer other digital assets than our own token MTXLT on this network.
You know what? It looks like a really cool project. I heard about your project way back when you were getting things started. I didn't get involved, and I remember thinking, God, I wish I'd got involved in that project, but it seems even more enticing now.
Yeah, we are working really hard. We have a small team, but a very powerful team, and we see this progress, and we are very good on our roadmap timeline. So we're really happy how we are moving forward with the technology and with the testnet releases. And yeah, our goal is to come closer to a mainnet release so that everyone can use it in production use and not just a testnet version with throwaway tokens. But yeah, it's pretty nice to see moving forward and coming closer to our vision.
That's cool. Okay, so it's a cryptocurrency. It's electronic cash. What do you think are the characteristics of today's cash?
Yeah, I think it's a very good question, because this is exactly the question we asked ourselves at the beginning of the program. So we had a look at today's cash and how it behaves and what are the main characteristics. And if I hand over €10 or $10 to you, then there, for example, there are no transaction fees. And it's quite fast. I can give it to or hand it over to you now, and you can give it another person immediately afterward. And this is something, for example, Bitcoin can't achieve right now. And there's another aspect, and it's pretty important for me. It's privacy, because there are characteristics on this banknote that this is valid, and it doesn't need a third party to check every transaction, but these characteristics give you a safety that you can go to the supermarket with this €10, for example, and buy another stuff. And these three characteristics are very important in today's cash. And then we had a look at today's cryptocurrencies. And Bitcoin, for example, can achieve some of them, but not really good. And over the years, they've established several different cryptocurrencies that want to achieve some of these aspects. For example, there are very good privacy aspect cryptocurrencies like Monero and Zcash and others as well. And there are different cryptocurrencies that try to achieve very fast and very cheap transactions. So, for example, Nano is a very good example. But we're talking about different consensus algorithms, and then Ripple and Stellar have a very interesting approach for it. So there are very interesting different approaches in different currencies, but none of them have all these three most important aspects of today's cash. And this was our initial starting point, that we had a look at the different solutions and asked ourselves if we can achieve to combine them, these all in one cryptocurrency. And yeah, I had a look technological analysis of these approaches.
That's interesting. Well, that brings us on to Tixl. Tell us a little bit about, so you've seen the problem, and now you have the concept for the solution, and the solution is Tixl. Tell us about why it solves these three problems. It needs to be private, it needs to be fast, and it needs to be cheap to send.
Yeah. At the beginning, so we started in 2018, we take a lot of time for a technical concept to achieve these goals. So there was a lot of analytics of this other projects, and the nano project, for example, was a very good start from this data structure, because they are able to transfer nano very fast and within a few seconds and free of charge. And this is a main goal for our cryptocurrency. And afterwards, we had a look at how we can add privacy on it in a way that is not destroying the basic features of Nano, for example. And we had a look at different consensus algorithms, because Nano is using proof of stake, and it's very important for this tech stack. But proof of stake with staking is a little bit contra with privacy aspects. So we had to decide for another consensus algorithms and decided for the Stellar consensus protocol and implemented it ourselves.
And has it been easy, or has it been quite tricky? Tell us about this process of trying to meet these three criteria in the best way you can.
Yeah, of course, it was a tricky progress. We had different pitfalls, but we were able to solve them, iterated through a better and better concept. And as it was finalized, we challenged it by someone from a university in Hamburg. He's specialized on distributed applications. So just to have a third-party feedback, and before we really start with the project, before we launch the website. And in the beginning of 2019, we were ready to launch our website, to tell the world about our project, what is our goal to achieve. And we started with fundraising and software development side by side.
Yeah. So it was 2019 you launched. This year's been pretty good, but obviously that was a bear market. Was it quite tricky being launched into a bear market? How did you find that?
Yeah, it really was tricky. And it was not that easy to get attention for our project in the beginning. So, because not everyone was looking for the next coin, because a lot of people had this bad experience with 2017 and the beginning of 2018. And so it was not that easy, but in the end it was successful. We raised a bit more than $1 million in this ICO. So we have enough capital to build this solution. Moving forward, hire our first developer. And yeah, right now we released the first testnet release by the end of 2019 in December. And 2 weeks ago, we were able to release the second version of it. With much more stable version, and we integrated Bitcoin transactions as well. So it was a big step forward for us.
Yeah.
To show our community that we are able to deliver what we promised in the beginning.
Tell us about the Autobahn Network, because that's been a pretty major event that's happened recently. Tell us a little bit about that.
So between Christmas 2019 and the beginning of 2020, we asked ourselves if we have very powerful infrastructure for transferring digital assets. And we created it for Tixl, for this Tixl token MTXLT. But we asked ourselves if it's not valid to bring the same technology or to propose the same technology for other digital assets as well. Bitcoin, for example, because Bitcoin has a lack of this fast transactions, transaction fees, and sometimes with several euros or dollars, and the privacy aspects. And there are second layer solutions out there that try to solve these issues. And we decided to create a second layer solution as well. And this is this Autobahn Network. So it's this core network, this core infrastructure to transfer digital assets. MTXLT is one of them. BTC is the first further digital asset on our platform, but we are able to add several other digital assets as well. And what was important for us is, for example, that the decentralization of Bitcoin is also valid on our platform, so that we are not able to have access to the funds that are transferred into the second layer solution Autobahn Network, but it's controlled by our validators in a decentralized way. So, and that's a very interesting and very important thing in this second layer solution, because if we would be a single point of failure, and if we would want to, we can access this funds, this wouldn't be a good solution for Bitcoin.
It's interesting. So currently you've got some really good stuff going on. What's the outlook over the next few months, and how are you going to achieve the first steps of adoption for Txil?
In the development perspective of the Autobahn Network, we're focused on stability first. So there are just a few features left we have to implement, but the most of the focus is on stability, on load tests, to prepare against some attacks and so on. And on the other hand, we have to care for easy adoption in the beginning. And therefore we are building a React Native app right now. So we have an app on the App Store from Apple and in Google Play Store for Android devices. And very handy app that is easy to send you some Bitcoin or send some Bitcoin to friends. And on top of it, we want to build something like a tip bot for BTC, because we have a very clear USP. We are able to send a single Satoshi without transaction fees. And that's something that's not possible with a Lightning Network, for example. And to achieve this, we don't need something like this payment channel. So it's much easier, and it has a very several improvements against existing solutions. And we want to use this, for example, with tip bots for very small amounts to use our competitive advantage in the beginning and to get first adoption, because it's easy to send several cents on Twitter and so on, where we see, for example, Nano as a very good use case right now. And so if we can send small transactions of BTC free of charge in the Autobahn network, then you can ask yourself, why do I need MTXLT, for example, if I have the same with Bitcoin? So what we are thinking, or our plans right now, are that this microtransactions, so around about $1, can be free of charge, and for larger transactions, we will charge a small fee that can be around 10% of the current BTC transaction fee. So you can save a lot of your transaction fees transferring BTC, but you support this MTXLT project with its transactions, except you do very small microtransactions.
Mm-hmm. Wow, so sounds really interesting. Where can we find out more if we want to discover more about Txil?
We are really active on Twitter and Medium, for example. So we give regular status updates. We have a website, Txl.me, and the second layer solution, the Autobahn Network, has an own website to describe exactly the second layer solution, to focus on this approach and to not focus too much on our own token. And this website is Autobahn.network. So, and it's very detailed about the idea, about the tech stack, and there's a white paper on it, so you can check it in detail. So how's our technical approach to achieve these goals? Yeah, and if you have any questions, we are really active on Telegram, for example. Just join our group, ask some questions. We have an active community, very answering short and very, very polite. So feel free to join us.
Well, it's an exciting project. Like I say, it's in its infancy. They're on Binance DEX. We all know that probably means at some point they'll be on Binance. We all kind of know that. Nano plus security and speed, that's kind of Tixl, and hopefully be even better than that. And it's private, instant, zero fees. What's not to like about it? I hope it does really well. And anytime you want to come back on the show, please come on.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to talk to you. And yeah, it would be nice if we can talk after mainnet release, for example, again, and yeah, given a deeper insight for your follower.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.